Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a clinical feline behaviorist. I'm here on cats.com today to give you some of my top tips how you can have the best success in training your cat to harness, or rather your cat will train you how to train them on harness. You can see here Noodle's really accepting of the jackets. And there's so many different types of jackets or harnesses on the market, so it's worth exploring several of them and to see which one suits your cat best. Noodle's got a Velcro one that does up underneath. It's like a really comfy one. This is one of the escape-proof ones that I like, and I've used this before. It's a very easy, lightweight training harness, and it can be adjusted around the tummy and around the neck area to be as loose or as firm as you want. So how do you start? Well, you can't literally just go and put a harness on a cat like that. They're going to start to walk backwards because they'll feel that their autonomy has been taken away from them, and it'll feel strange and they just won't like it at all. So you have to get your cat used to wearing the harness in the first instance. And again, go back to a trusty training mat. I've mentioned these before in other videos. We've got some enticers, feathers. You can use a clicker. I've got a few treats, and I've got distraction of grass as well. So you've got to make the environment really settled and calm, and something that they think, oh great, I want to be around here. And what I would start off, stage one, is literally, stage one of course would be getting your cat trained to the mat anyway. So stage 1.5, we would leave the harness on there and we would pop some treats on there, and we would invite the cat over to make friends and familiarise themselves with the harness. Esker's just sniffing around. I have put a cat attractant onto the mat as well, and hopefully he'll now get the sight of the harnesses. He's not interested in the treats at the moment, and there you go, keeping it real, but he's got no aversive feelings towards the harness, probably a bit of indifference actually, but that's how you would start it off. So again, putting this in real time for you, it's going to take a while. Whilst normally I would say the bells are aversive on collars, and I don't particularly use them myself and I wouldn't advise them, this is actually a safety thing. So, and it's also a training thing. So whenever Noodle hears that bell, he knows he's going to go for a walk. So he comes running. So that's the first thing. So if the cat ever did escape from the harness, the lead broke, he got out of my hand or whatever, there would be an address tag on there, and obviously the bells would then alert anybody to, this is a cat wearing a jacket, they shouldn't be out on their own. So that's why that's on there. So this is a well-worn little jacket. Again, it's expandable underneath, so that would fit under his tummy, and that one would go around the neck area, and this has got an extra little safety buckle there that can be tightened up, so that one would fit quite a lot of cats. So in other harnesses they would actually have it so that it's like this, and then the lead buckle would be there, so basically it's smooth underneath, and when you see them they look like they're wearing it like that, whereas Noodles is the other way and he's free here. So if you have a cat that actually they feel like they haven't got the leg movement, then something like this would probably be better for them. And again, this one is almost invisible. This is supposed to be escape proof. Obviously if you've got a Sphinx cat, they're going to be quite narrow here but bigger here, so that's why something like this is really good and adjustable. So now our cat has made friends with the harness. This could be weeks ahead, it could be days, but you have to keep being consistent with your training. You can't just put it on one day and then forget about it the next. The next approach would be to get your cat, if you've got a little jingle like that, to get your cat used to hearing that. Good boy, yes, you're a good boy. And then we would give them a treat. There, you're sitting on them. Good boy. So literally the jacket would just be placed on them, but they wouldn't actually be moving anywhere. He's just getting used to that. Well, obviously Noodle's well used to this, but that's what I would do if it was a cat that wasn't used to it. Now, if I put this on one of the Bengals now, they're not harness trained. Esker will just walk backwards, and and he just won't like the feel of it at all. And that's something that I would have to keep doing day after day to get him used to that harness. As it is, I've got no desire to harness train him. It's just the three of mine that are harness trained. And you can see he's quite happy on there. And then the next approach would be to just very, very gently Velcro up the front every so often. He'd just have a little Velcro like that. Good boy. And then if he wants to move around indoors, this is all indoors, by the way, he can do. He looks like he's got a little cape on. And then once that's accepted, then I'd move on to do up the tummy strap. Good boy. Lots and lots of praise and patience is what's needed. So once the harness is accepted all the time, then I'd consider popping the lead on, but I wouldn't do anything with it. I'd make sure I was following them the whole time, again, all indoors. I'd be watching them, what they're doing, but let them just free roam around a room with that lead, and so that they don't feel that it's in any way annoying for them. In fact, sometimes Noodle likes to play with his lead. And that's what I do then for several days or weeks, every day as a routine. And then we move on to the next step, and this is probably the most exciting. The cat takes you for a walk. So you can see Noodle's quite happy just walking about with that lead now. What is really good is if you have a teaser, because the idea is if you can get those feet moving in any way, they're going to be more focused on where they're going and not what is around. Now Noodle wants to go upstairs now. Typical, don't work with children or animals. So you can see he's quite happy moving. Come on, Noodle, Noodle. What you mustn't do is be tempted to pull. You're not walking them, so there should be no tension on the lead whatsoever. You can see I've just got it draped. If I was outside, I wouldn't be draping it on my finger. For safety reasons, I'd have it through my wrist and I'd grab it like that. Now, I'd always advise when you're walking your cat on a harness in an outside environment, pick your environment wisely, because you don't want anywhere where there's going to be lots of dogs and young children that are running around that are going to come up and scare the cat. It's also useful to have, if you can, in a bag or just draped around you, a jersey or a jumper, that if there is an issue and your cat gets spooked, you can very, very quickly pick it up and then carry it, because that cat is going to be very reactive. It's going to have claws out because it's going to be startled. So that's a little safety measure when you're walking with your cat in a public place or an environment where there could be other species, dogs, other cats. We don't want the cats to be alarmed. So moving on from that, we're in a really, really good place now. It's just a matter of getting your cat moving and just being patient. I'm not going to put tension on him, because did you see that aversive there? He didn't like that. So that was an opposition reflex to him being in harness. Much better to get him moving of his own accord. Again, indoors, I would just drop that harness, lead, and try and encourage him to play. You can see there Noodle's looking very relaxed in his harness, but I think at the moment he's more excited about going upstairs to bed rather than going outside for a walk in this horrible cold British weather, and I can't say that I blame him. Before you even consider putting a harness on a cat, think about the type of cat that you have. Is it a confident cat? Is it a really anxious cat? Because a cat personality type can really dictate whether it's going to take well to being harness trained or whether it's going to just react badly. So think about the reasons why you want to harness train your cat. If you've got a very energetic breed, or even if it's a moggy and it's just really highly confident and needs a lot of energy, expansion, then harness training would be really good for that cat. On the flip side of that, if you've got a senior cat with mobility issues, then perhaps harness training wouldn't be exactly right for your cat. Or if it was a different cat that was very anxious and always startled by noises, then this is just going to traumatize the cat. So just because you want to harness train your cat, always consider, is it right for you to train your cat to harness? So I hope you've enjoyed these harness training tips with me today. And just remember, slow and steady wins the race. Repetition and consistency, and be cat-led and always with their consent, is always going to get you the best results.